How's it going, everyone? Justin Smith, the Director of Recruiting for Touchdown Alabama. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on our YouTube channel. I'm here today providing another breaking recruiting news update as the Crimson Tide's 2025 recruiting class continues to trend upwards as they continue to gain traction with several 2025 prospects. The Crimson Tide just picked up a commitment from four-star athlete Darrell out of Dodge County High School in Eastman, Georgia. He's an electric, explosive defensive prospect, one of the more explosive defensive recruits that you're going to see in this 2025 recruiting class. He joins the Crimson Tide's class, which, like I said, is continuing to grow at this particular point in time, with them picking up recent commitments from Zamir Smith, a 2025 athlete, and also with them recently picking up a commitment from Derek Smith, a four-star athlete who could be a wide receiver at the next level for the Crimson Tide, but he could easily be a top defensive prospect as well. But then you add Darrell Johnson, with him becoming the Crimson Tide sixth commit in this 2025 recruiting class. And this is a great get for the Crimson Tide for several different reasons. The first reason is the fact what I said earlier. This is an explosive, electric athlete, a guy who could play multiple positions on the football field, on both sides of the football field, but he also plays really good on defense, and he can play at all three levels. A guy who has experience rushing from the edge. He can be a guy who can drop back and play linebacker, which is probably going to be his best position with the changing landscape of college football. You want a guy who can close on the football the way that Darrell Johnson closes on the football on your defense, because of how fast and athletic offensive players are getting. This is a guy who has experience actually playing in the secondary. He can go out and cover a guy in the slot, or cover a receiver out wide, because he has that experience and he has the frame for it at 6'3" and 205 pounds. So he's one of those hybrid defenders everyone is going to continue to go after, because you're going to need guys like that, guys who can go all over the field, attack the football, go after the football, pursue the football, great backside pursuit. You're going to need a guy to attack the football the way that Darrell Johnson does it on defense, on your defense in the future, because of how explosive offensive players are getting, just how explosive offenses are getting throughout football, whether it's high school, NFL, or college. So this is a great get for Alabama, getting a guy like him. He's just that hybrid linebacker that every top college football team is going to continue to go after. Like I said earlier, he has the potential to play a lot of different positions on the defensive side of football with his versatility. So the Crimson Tide picking up his commitment, adding him to a class that's starting to come together a little bit defensively. Of course, this is the very, very early stages of the Crimson Tide's 2025 recruiting class, but you have commitments from Miles Johnson, a guy who's 6'1", 220 pounds, who's expected to play linebacker as well. Antonio Coleman, a defensive lineman out of Saraland High School, four-star recruit, who's another good get that the Crimson Tide were able to flip back. From Auburn, Zamir Smith is another one of those explosive athletes who has some potential to play on either side of football as well. I put Smith in that conversation. So the Crimson Tide are getting guys with a lot of versatility early in this 2025 recruiting class as they continue to build the base of the class, which is always very, very important. But as always, thank you guys so much for joining me today on our YouTube channel. I want to provide that quick breaking news recruiting update. You guys keep up all our recruiting updates over at touchdownalabama.com. As always, I am Justin Smith, the Director of Recruiting for Touchdown Alabama.